This is Coffee with God, and I am Father Jose. Let us begin this day with the Word of God and a short reflection.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke, chapter 13, verses 31 to 35. The passage is taken from the Message version of the Bible. Just then, some Pharisees came up and said, "Run for your life! Herod's on the hunt. He's out to kill you." Jesus said, "Tell that fox that I have no time for him right now. Today and tomorrow I'm busy clearing out the demons and healing the sick. The third day I'm wrapping things up. Besides, it's not proper for a prophet to come to a bad end outside Jerusalem. Jerusalem, Jerusalem, killer of prophets, abuser of the messengers of God. How often I've longed to gather your children like a hen, her brood safe under her wings, but you refused and turned away. And now it's too late. You won't see me again until the day you say, 'Blessed is he who comes in the name of God.'" The Gospel of the Lord.
Reflections on the Holy Gospel according to St. Luke chapter 13 verses 31 to 35. This is one of the most exciting passages in Luke's Gospel because it offers some behind-the-scenes insight into the life of Jesus. Not all the Pharisees were hostile to Jesus. Some of them warn him that he is in danger and advise him to seek safety. More often than not, we get a one-sided picture of the Pharisees from the Gospel. It takes a brave man to call the reigning king a fox. Jesus refuses to cow down to the threats from Herod, for he is totally centered on his Father and the mission given to him. He took his orders from God, and he would not shorten his work even by one day to please or to escape any earthly king. And he knows that no one can harm him until the hour comes. Such confidence comes from absolute and radical trust in his Father's love and submission to his will. Jesus' lament over Jerusalem depicts how little we know about Jesus' life. He calls the times he tried to gather her children like a hen gathers her brood under her wings. But he was opposed. So he wept. It is quite clear that Jesus could never have spoken like this unless he had gone with this offer of love to Jerusalem several times. However, in the Gospels, no such visits are indicated. Thus, it explains to us that the authors of the Gospels have given us only a minute sketch of Jesus' life. Christ's love for his people leads him to tears. Every time we reject the love of God, he weeps for us. Pope Francis explains the tender love of God the Father for his children. He says, "If we cannot feel or understand the tender love of God in Jesus for each of us, then we will never ever be able to understand the love of Christ. It is a type of love that always waits patiently, like the love with which he plays his last card with Judas, friend, offering him a way out even until the end. He loves even the worst sinners with his tenderness up to the end." Have we ever thought about Jesus being so tender? Jesus who cries, as he cried before the tomb of Lazarus and looking out over Jerusalem. The Pope invites us to ask ourselves if Jesus weeps for us. He who has given us so many things while we often choose to take another path.